Christmas is all about incredible foods, and this is one of them, a baked Christmas ham on your Weber Kettle. This may be something that you want to do in the lead up to Christmas, maybe have a ham bake with your friends, or even better, enjoying a hot Christmas ham on Christmas Day. I'm really excited that today we are going to be showing you everything you need to know how to cook a ham on your barbecue, from the equipment to all the tips and tricks, and even a delicious gin and orange glaze. Today we are going the OG traditional way and cooking on a Weber Kettle. So first up, you need some fuel. Weber barbecue briquettes are the primo way to go. All natural is a must. I've got some smoking wood. Today I'm using cherry, which I really love with ham. We've got some firelighter cubes, drip pans. 2 different sizes is really handy. I'll show you why later on. We've got a ham glaze basting brush. A meat thermometer is a really great way to check on how your ham is tracking, whether it's probed or instant read. Then we have a grill brush, heat-proof gloves, and then once your ham's cooked, we've got a ham bag to store it in after. And don't forget a trusty pair of tongs. It seems really fitting that we are cooking an orange glazed ham on the brand new burnt orange kettle. How beautiful is it? So we're going to fire up our briquettes. We need to set it up for indirect cooking. To light our kettle, first we can remove our lid, tuck it away into that slider side, and then remove our cooking grills. These can just sit to the side, hanging it with the handle. Now we can pop Weber barbecue briquettes in each basket. This is the perfect amount to reach those high temperatures needed to crackle our leg of ham. Now simply light a couple firelighter cubes in our V-grate, shift those baskets back over the firelighters, and then leave this to light for about 25 minutes. Before you light your firelighters, make sure your bottom vent is completely open. Once your firelighters are lit, slide your char baskets over the top and leave them to light for 25 minutes. Now we want maximum oxygen inside, so make sure you leave that lid completely off. So we have here our pickled leg of pork. So essentially this is a pork roast that a butcher has brined with a curing solution. So once we roast it, it's not roast pork, it is ham, and it's absolutely delicious. This is a 6 kilo size, which fits really neat on the Weber Kettle. If you've got a larger one, I'll show you a tip on how to cook it on there. Walking around our supermarkets, I'm really surprised to see at how much ham and bacon isn't even Australian. So the best way to go is call up your local butcher, put in your order for your pickled leg of pork or green ham. It tastes primo, but also we're supporting our local farmers. Before our pickled leg of pork goes onto the barbecue, we're just going to score it. And this will make it really easy once it's crackled up to remove that beautiful hard skin. So first what we need to do is have a really sharp knife and some paper towel. So we can just score down the short sides of the ham, the whole way around the hock, and then straight down that middle. So we just want to score through the rind, just into the fat, and definitely not too deep into that flesh. Our briquettes are 80% lit, so they're ready to use. This is one of the many benefits to using all natural briquettes, is that we can go on with the prep of our cook and we still can make use of the peak of the heat. Now we can just separate our baskets and add our drip pans in. This is where I like to use 2 different sizes, so we can go in with one main drip pan at the front and then a small one at the back. Next we can go on with our cooking grill. Just make sure you position it with the hinges over the top of the char basket, so if we need to add any briquettes later on, we can easily do so. Next we can go on with our lid and make sure that top vent is fully open. I always like to make sure that our vent is positioned in the indirect zone, not over one of the fires. If you have it over one of the fires, it'll draw out too much heat, burning too hot, inconsistent heat, but also the fire will burn out quicker on that side. Now we'll leave that to preheat for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to probe our ham. So I can connect this straight up to my phone, I can be inside, and it will tell me exactly what's going on. With our probe, the very pointy part is where it measures the heat. So we want to make sure that this is in the thickest, very center part of the meat. Now we can connect it up to our hub device, and then this is ready for the barbecue. Depending on the size of your ham, it may hang over the edges of the char baskets a little bit. If it does, just add in 2 sheets of alfoil just underneath to protect it from the direct fire. Pop our lid back on with that air vent in the indirect zone. Each year I'm excited about coming up with a new ham glaze creation, and I'm particularly excited about this one. This is my gin and orange glaze. It's summery, bright, zesty, fresh. There's a few different components that go into making a glaze, and I'll talk through these. The first ingredient that I like to use as a base is a jam. It has the pectin in it, which means it'll naturally thicken up your glaze. You want it to cling to that ham. Next, we're going in with some brown sugar. If we heated this up to a simmer, it would thicken too much. So we just need to thin it out with some orange juice. You can just squeeze that right in there. And then the next ingredient is our beautiful gin. So I'm just adding half a cup, and this will add a really nice flavor. And then I always like to amp up the flavors with some spices. So adding some cinnamon in for some Christmas goodness. And then if you're using gin, juniper berries sounds like a really perfect pairing. I'm just going to crush these up, and these will add a really nice flavor throughout the glaze, but also a really cute little speckle, bit of interest, along with our beautiful candied orange peel. And that can go straight in. And now we're just going to heat this for about 15 minutes, bring it up to a simmer. We want all those flavors to infuse and for that mixture to boil and then reduce slightly. I've just had a quick check at our ham. It's around the 2-hour mark. That skin has set nice and hard. So now's a great time to remove it, and then we can score the fat and add our smoking chunks. This has been in the fridge overnight, and my gosh, it has been hard to resist tucking into it, but it is a lot easier to slice it once it's cold, although it's delicious served hot. So this is a terrific carving technique that I would love to share with you that dates all the way back to the complete Australian barbecue kettle cookbook that still comes with every Weber Kettle purchase today. It is a brilliant technique. So using a carving knife and fork, we can just stick that right in and then make our slices along here, just in a vertical direction until you hit that bone, and just do as many slices as you need to serve at that point in time. Now it's up to you how thick or thin you make your slices. If you're after thin slices, a cold ham is definitely the way to go. And then once we've got that, we can make a horizontal slice. So not only is this really easy, this method ensures less meat exposed to the air, keeping the rest of your roast nice and moist, and if it's warm, it'll keep it warmer too. But what I love the most is that every single little slice here has a little slither of that glaze. So let's just imagine that we've got our beautiful slices here ready to serve, but you'd like to store this for the next, say, 3 weeks, if it lasts that long, if you don't eat it all. You'll need a ham bag, or a pillowcase will work just fine too. So what we need to do is just have a bowl of cold water and add in some vinegar. Then we just soak that bag in there, get it nice and wet. Every 3 days, repeat the process. So then you can just pop this on a plate into the fridge. Now it doesn't stop there. Once you've eaten all your ham, make sure you freeze the bone and make some delicious pea and ham soup in the winter, or it makes the most insanely delicious stocks. Cheers to gin and orange glazed ham. I really hope you've enjoyed the ultimate guide to cooking your Weber Christmas roast ham. Let this be your sign to start ham-baked tradition with all your mates. Get to it. The recipe's on our website. Keep me in your pocket, look like the ham master. You can pause this video as you go through. Have a very merry Weber delicious Christmas. Bit extra. Yum.